Jessica Tran is now in her early 30s. She's married and currently living in Los Angeles. What she's about to share is something that happened years ago, involving someone she once trusted more than anyone else. Back when she was still living in a small rural town in Texas, Jessica had a close friend named Lily Ann Gwynn. Lily's grandmother lived just a few houses away, and the two girls grew up together almost like sisters. Lily's childhood was difficult. Her parents divorced when she was very young. When she was only 3, her father left with another woman, and her mother, Angela Nguyen, returned to live with her own mother. A few years later, Angela left for Los Angeles to find work, leaving Lily behind. At first, she sent money home. Then the money came less often. Eventually, it stopped completely. She never came back, and no matter how many times Lily and her grandmother tried to call, they could never reach her. Life for Lily and her grandmother became extremely hard. The grandmother was old and could only do small jobs around the village to survive. Some days, they barely had enough to eat. Lily had to wear the same school shirt for years because they couldn't afford a new one. Seeing this, Jessica's family helped as much as they could. They shared food, bought extra school supplies for Lily, and helped cover medical costs when her grandmother got sick. Jessica herself always shared whatever she had with Lily. They rode the same bicycle to school, and Jessica's parents even paid to fix it whenever it broke. Over time, Lily often said she would repay them one day. She even said she no longer cared about her mother. After finishing high school, Jessica had the chance to leave for college in Los Angeles. But she wasn't sure what she wanted to study, and Lily convinced her to stay, saying she would feel lonely. In the end, Jessica stayed and worked at a factory with Lily. About a year later, Angela suddenly returned, bringing along a young boy from her second relationship. At first, Lily and her grandmother didn't accept her. The grandmother even tried to send her away, but Angela cried and begged, saying she had suffered and still wanted to come back as family. Eventually, the grandmother gave in. Angela explained that she had been deceived by the man she lived with, who left her shortly after she gave birth. She said she was too ashamed to come back earlier. Lily and her grandmother believed her. After that, Angela began visiting more often, calling frequently, acting like a caring mother again. Eventually, she said she had bought a house in Los Angeles and invited them to visit. Not long after, she suggested that Lily and her grandmother move there permanently. She also proposed selling their land in Texas to use as starting capital. Jessica felt uneasy about it, but she didn't interfere. It was their family decision. In the end, the land was sold, and Lily moved to Los Angeles with her grandmother. At first, Lily still kept in touch, But gradually, she stopped replying. When she did respond, she seemed different, more distant, more arrogant. She posted photos of going out, dressing well, enjoying a better life. When Jessica complimented her, Lily responded in a way that felt condescending, as if Jessica was still stuck in the past. Over time, they drifted apart. Years later, out of nowhere, Lily messaged Jessica again. She said she didn't want to live anymore and sent photos of her wrists covered in cuts. Jessica was shocked and asked what had happened. That was when Lily told her everything. There was no house. Everything Angela said had been a lie. The house was rented. The entire plan had been to get them to sell their land and take the money. Lily had been working long hours every day, but her mother took everything she earned. Over time, Lily fell into a darker life, working in nightclubs, then as a hostess, and eventually selling her body. She made money, but she spent it quickly. Meanwhile, her mother kept gambling and demanding more. Her half-brother became involved in drugs and was later arrested, creating even more financial pressure. Debt piled up rapidly. Lily fell into depression and said she wanted to die. Jessica couldn't ignore her. She secretly mortgaged her family's land and gave Lily a large sum of money to help her start over. At first, Lily paid back the interest properly, but after a few months, she disappeared again. When Jessica tried to contact her, Lily responded with anger, insulting her and accusing her of being a bad friend. Eventually, she even posted publicly online, humiliating Jessica and her family. Then one morning, Jessica received a call from Angela, screaming that Lily had hanged herself and blaming everything on Jessica. Jessica was devastated. She felt guilty, even though she didn't understand why. Not long after, the dreams began. She saw Lily hanging in front of her, her body swaying slightly. Her eyes were open, staring straight at Jessica. Her tongue hung out unnaturally, and her voice was low and distorted. "Give me back my life." The dreams came again and again. Then one night, while she was awake, Jessica heard a voice. It sounded like Lily. It told her no one loved her, that she should end her life. She felt like she was losing control, as if something was pulling her toward the same fate. In a dream that felt more real than anything before, she followed Lily. But just as things were about to go too far, an old woman appeared. She pulled Jessica away and shouted at Lily, forcing her back. Jessica later realized that the woman looked exactly like her great-grandmother. In reality, Jessica had actually attempted to hang herself that night. Someone found her in time and saved her life. After that, she sought spiritual help. A monk gave her a blessed bracelet, and from that moment on, the voices and dreams stopped completely. Jessica slowly rebuilt her life. She paid off the debt and recovered what her family had lost. As for Lily's family, she never heard from them again. But sometimes, late at night, she still remembers that voice. And she can't help but wonder, was Lily asking for help? Or trying to take her with her? Jessica Tran is now in her early 30s, living a quiet life in Los Angeles. She has a husband, a stable job, and from the outside, nothing seems unusual. But there is something she doesn't talk about. Something she never fully escaped. Because years ago, she almost died. And she still doesn't know if it was really her own choice. Back in a small rural town in Texas, Jessica had a best friend named Lily Nguyen. They grew up side by side, sharing everything like sisters. But Lily's life had always been shadowed by abandonment. Her father disappeared first. Then her mother, Angela, left for Los Angeles, promising to come back. She never did. At first, there were small amounts of money. Then excuses. Then silence. The kind of silence that doesn't just mean absence, but erasure. Lily and her grandmother struggled to survive. The house was old, quiet, and often felt too empty, especially at night. Some days, they barely had food. Other days, they pretended they weren't hungry. Jessica's family helped whenever they could. Meals were shared. Clothes were passed down. School supplies quietly appeared without explanation. No one ever said it out loud, but everyone knew. Lily wouldn't have made it without them. And Lily knew it too. She used to say she would repay everything one day. That she would never become like her mother. But life has a way of changing people slowly. Until one day you don't recognize them anymore. When Angela finally came back, she didn't come quietly. She cried. She begged her. She told stories about how she had been abandoned, betrayed, left with nothing. And somehow, it worked. They let her back in. She spoke of a new life in Los Angeles. A house. Opportunities. A future. All they had to do was let go of the past. Sell the land. Start over. Jessica remembers feeling uneasy. Not enough to stop them, but enough that she never forgot that feeling. After Lily left, something changed us. At first, there were messages, Short replies. Photos. Smiles that looked a little too perfect. Then the tone shifted. Her words became colder, sharper, as if she was slowly stepping into a life Jessica didn't belong in anymore. And then, nothing. Years later, the silence broke. A message. Simpler. I don't want to live anymore. Attached were photos, deep cuts across Lily's wrists. Not accidental. Not shallow. Deliberate. That was when the truth came out. There was no house. No stability. No new beginning. Everything had been a lie from the start. Angela had taken the money, controlled everything, drained everything. Lily worked constantly. Long hours that blurred into each other. Day into night. Night into something darker. Eventually, survival turned into something else. Nightclubs. Hostess work. Men. Money that came fast. And disappeared faster. And through all of it, her mother never stopped taking. Never stopped demanding. Never stopped breaking her down. Jessica tried to help. She told herself she had to. That she couldn't abandon Lily the way everyone else had. So she risked everything. Mortgaged her family's land. Gave her money. Hoping. Just hoping. It would be enough to pull her back. For a while, it seemed like it worked. Then Lily disappeared again. But this time, when Jessica reached out, the response was different. There was anger, cruelty, words that didn't sound like the girl she grew up with. As if something inside her had changed. Or broken completely. Then came the call. Early morning. A voice screaming through the phone. Lily was dead. She had hanged herself. After that, Jessica stopped sleeping. At first, it was just dreams. Lily standing in the dark. Not moving. Just watching. Then the details changed. The rope. The angle of her head. The way her body swayed slowly. As if something unseen was pushing it. And then she spoke. Give me back my life. Jessica would wake up shaking, unable to breathe, her heart pounding like she had been running. But the worst part wasn't the dreams. It was when she stopped waking up immediately. When she started hearing the voice. Before opening her eyes. Then one night, She heard it clearly. Not in a dream. Not half asleep. Wake. The voice was close. Too close. Right beside her ear. No one loves you. You should come with me. It's easier if you stop fighting. Her body felt heavy. Her thoughts slowed. It wasn't panic. It was something quieter. Something more dangerous. Acceptance. She stood up. Without fully realizing it. Walking forward. Step by step. As if following someone she couldn't see. And then she saw her. Lily. Standing ahead. Waiting. There was no anger on her face. No sadness. Just emptiness. Jessica moved closer. Closer. Until everything else faded. And then something grabbed her. Hard. Pulled her back. An old woman. Her voice sharp, angry, alive. Shouting. Not at Jessica. Lily. For a moment, Lily's face changed. Twisted. Distorted. Not human anymore. Then everything went black. When Jessica woke up, people were around her. Voices. Hands. Panic. She had been found. Just in time. Later, she realized something. The old woman in her vision was her great-grandmother. Someone who had passed away long ago. After that night, Jessica sought help. Spiritual help. Something she never thought she would believe in. A monk gave her a bracelet. Simple. Quiet. But from that moment on, everything stopped. No more dreams. No more voice. No more Lily. Jessica rebuilt her life slowly. Step by step. She paid back the debts. Recovered what she had lost. Moved forward. But there is one thing she never fully let go of. Sometimes, late at night, when everything is silent, she still remembers that voice. Not loud. Not threatening. Just waiting. And she still wonders. Did Lily want to be saved? Or was she trying to take someone with her?